You guys know, I am absolutely terrible at PvP. I mean, it's embarrassing to watch. I would show you footage of me attempting it, but I don't even want you guys to see it. But, as you guys know, I'm not particularly that bad at Redstone. I kind of know my way around the stuff, so I thought maybe I could fix my PvP situation with just a ridiculous defense station. Now, I think it goes without saying that this thing is not designed to be pretty. It is going to be purely functional. We've got ourselves a big obsidian cube right here, and this is going to provide the housing for all of the redstone mechanisms that we're going to build on top, down below, and around the edges. But anyway, the first thing I wanted to do was create the entrance into this thing, and the way that we get up there is by launching ourselves up, but then also self-destructing, which means that no player can follow us and use the same method to get up, which means that we are now kind of up here. No one else can get there without having to pillar up, which means that we could snipe them and kill them away. That's pretty cool. Now, I've got to say, I'm pretty proud of this first system. The idea is that if a player is pillaring up, they'll trigger this tripwire, and all of those fire charges will be shot out, and they will probably catch fire. At least it's more than likely that they will catch fire in the process. And of course, we've got that going all the way around here, and all of them are connected up, and it will fire out all of the fire charges, which should sort out anyone who's trying to get in once they actually get up to this thing. But if they get even closer than that, then I do have these dispensers right here which have lava on the inside, and we're going to connect all of these up using redstone, and we're going to have like almost like a kill switch, because this is very last minute. If someone's really getting close and they're really causing issues, then we just power all of these. Lava will pop out down all the sides. It will take out all of the string, all of the tripwires and everything, but it will completely surround the base in lava, meaning that, well, nobody's going to even be getting close. But of course, this would not be a PvP defense station without some form of large-scale TNT cannon system. So we're going to have, I guess, sticky pistons facing across on this block right here, and that will shoot this TNT across. This TNT will be shot across using these pistons here, which this thing is absolutely enormous. I mean, that's a monstrous one. So we're going to have lots of TNT going in this direction, not quite so much going in this direction, but that's all fine. I would say this is more than enough to cover a large quantity of the battlefield. Wiring-wise, though, it's been a bit of a challenge. We have had to do some pretty tight stuff up here, but I think hopefully it should now be working. Now, I have made a backup of the world, but I'm going to test this. No, gosh, no. Alright, thank goodness for backups. Let's try that again. I've blown up this world about 10, maybe 15 times now, but hopefully... Good. Okay. This is now functioning. We've got one TNT flying. Let's fill in the rest of the dispensers. Okay, here goes. Button TNT. That looks magnificent. I did a quick test from the inside just to make sure that it doesn't dismantle itself, but seeing it from the outside... Oh man. That is glorious. Absolutely spectacular, if I do say so myself. Okay. Alright, next up, I don't even know. I can't even think straight. At the risk of sounding repetitive, I kind of want to build more TNT cannons. I'm thinking maybe like a short range setup, and we're also going to swap over what TNT cannons go where. So for example, this one is the long side, then this one is going to be the shorter side, but as I say, it's going to be shorter range, which means that the TNT will probably land around about here, which means that we should be able to cover more of the area. I really don't know about this one. We have got some really confusing spaghetti redstone going on here. It's not a complicated circuit by any stretch of the imagination, but just where we're having to wind it through makes it quite difficult to keep up with. But I've made a backup of the world, so I suppose... Oh, no. I really hope my backup was good. Because there's nothing left. I've redone all of the redstone. This thing has got even taller than it was beforehand. I've hopefully made a backup of the world. And it looks like it works. That TNT travels a lot further than I was expecting it to. They basically land almost in the same spot. Well, more TNT is never a bad thing. I think for the time being we might leave it now, or I might extend out just some TNT arms that drop it straight down on... Yeah, I mean, we want to be safe, okay? We want to be safe. TNT droppers going all the way around. I think I might have enough TNT now. I mean, I'm not 100% certain, you know, you can never be too sure with this sort of thing. But I feel like that's enough. This is one of my favourite things ever. Oh look, there was the fire where I was Okay, very good, very, very good. Okay, what comes after that? I suppose arrows and potions and things. Jeez. What? This is what is underneath this thing, because this is the only place that mobs can spawn. Holy moly. I feel like we could use this. We probably could use this. That's given me a pretty cool idea. What I want to do is make it as if this thing has got a mob spawner down at the bottom of it. So we've got a mob spawner, a mob cage right there, and then skeletons would spawn and then be pushed out like this, and then they'd be roaming around down at the bottom, which would mean that they would also track any player that comes to try and kill us. Obviously, we'd be standing up there loading up the mob spawner. The only thing is that I don't know how to make a mob spawner at this point in time. None of my commands are working. See, I just keep getting empty mob spawners. I don't know how to do it. Extra strange problem. I've made a skeleton spawner, but when it spawns a skeleton, it turns into a pig spawner. I'd say that's arguably more impressive than getting a skeleton spawner. How bad can I possibly be at commands? The skeleton spawner is done, all in place, and skeletons are being pushed out of all four corners. Now, if it was dark, these guys would be roaming around and actually could potentially cause some havoc, but I do want to add something extra in here. I actually want to add in some retractable mob turrets. So not only are we going to have the skeletons roaming around, we're also going to have like artillery that is going to be in this area right here that we can retract and extend, once again causing further havoc. That's basically the plan with this thing, cause as much havoc as I possibly can. I've done a little bit of redstone wiring underneath here, and that should give us the double piston extender, which will push our skeletons upwards. Now everything is getting very, very tight down at the bottom here, and is often quite difficult to make my way around, but that will push the skeletons up. So we'll have a skeleton there, and they will have popped up, and then they'll start shooting at the players, and then when we flick the lever once again, they will begin to drop back down, which means our skeletons are now covered, which means that the players can't attack them. Okay, that's good. That is good. And I'm pretty proud of how I've done the activation device. So as you see, the mob spawner is still working. We've got all of the water, that's all there. We now have observers going through the center with a sticky piston down here. And if we flick a lever up on this platform, that will toggle our skeleton turrets. Now this, I think this thing is great. I mean, look at that. It's like an Inca temple, just with a lot more obsidian and a lot more TNT. Okay, let's give this thing its first test. Flicking the lever. And there we go. Now, if I set myself into game mode 0, let's see how much damage this will do. Oh, they're going to shoot themselves. Oh. Oh, dear. I mean, how I didn't think of that, I will never know. But look at the fight that's going on there. This is not... I mean, that is not that impressive, really, is it? Okay, I think I should probably reduce the number of skeletons and maybe give them their own cubicles. I'm sorry, guys, just things just weren't working out. Goodbye, subscribe skeletons. Oh, you guys are perfectly fine. You're proper skeletons. This system is working a whole bunch better. it functions. We now have segregated skeletons. They shoot you, they don't shoot each other. That is working absolutely perfectly. So we have our own little marksman down at the bottom of our system that we can toggle on and off. Okay, still plenty of things that I want to do though. I'm thinking, well, I mean, we already have some arrow dispensers down here, but maybe adding just a handful more? Certainly couldn't hurt, could it? This system is also now done. So we have got some levers that we can activate on the sides here, which will shoot out poisoned arrows towards any players. And the good thing about these things is that it seems to kind of make up the distance between that explosion, these explosions, and it goes into the middle ground. So anyone standing there still isn't safe from this base. And then of course if you get any closer, then you have to deal with these guys down at the bottom. Man, I love this thing. I absolutely love this thing. I can't actually think of anything else I'd want to do. We've got the lava that comes down. We've got the fire charges that come down when you activate the tripwire. We've got all of the TNT cannons, the TNT droppers. We've got the skeleton spawner that spawns out the skeletons. We've got the mob turrets. We've got all of the firing systems. I guess maybe some potion action. Just a couple of those. There we go. That is the system done. We have got a firing system which fires it both ways. We can shoot one if we want to. We can shoot another one if we really want to. And alternatively, we also have splash potions in that chest there that we can also throw out at players that are standing in this sort of zone. I'd say we've done a pretty good job on this one. I mean, this is what I would describe as the ultimate PvP defense station. I can't think of anything else that I would want to add. I seriously can't. However, I'm not particularly creative with this sort of thing, so I'm going to issue you guys a bit of a challenge. I want you to go away and try and create the ultimate PvP defense station. I would love to see the sorts of things you come up with, and if you do come up with anything cool, then send it to me via Twitter, and I can't wait to check it out. But unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, that is all I've got time for today. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please sure to hit that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later. Oh, and of course, check out the latest film on the filming channel. It released on Sunday, so if you haven't seen it yet, would highly suggest clicking through on it. There'll be a link on the end screen.